Hey everyone, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and today I'm coming back to one of my favorite games from last year's Sky Team to show you the Turbulence expansion. And disclaimer, I got a review copy of this one. And if you like the content on the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider supporting us through Patreon. You get early access to our videos and exclusive videos every month you can't see anywhere else. You can also listen to our podcast for reviews and design discussions, or join the conversation and say hi on our Discord. So Sky Team is technically a two-player only cooperative game, but there are several solo variants on BGG, and I actually did a Patreon video of one of them, which is the same one I'm going to use today. And the basic idea of the variant works super simply, although it's not great with every single module in the game, but most it works well. Basically, with the first player, who would usually place one die and then alternate with the other player placing dice, the first player rolls all their dice and places all of them, and then they roll the other player's dice and place all of them. So the fact that you're placing all of one color first sort of models the lack of communication as you're playing the game. Sometimes it's a little bit tougher, sometimes it's a little bit easier, but I find it works pretty well to play Sky Team solo. So again, that's a fan-made solo variant that I'm going to be using for this video. But in any case, I'll have a review of the expansion at the end, and that applies for the true cooperative play. I've played it that way a lot too. So the most important part of the Turbulence expansion is that it has a ton of new airports you can explore, 10 new approach tracks in all, so that's 20 new ways to play the game. And these include some new modules as well. So I'm playing the harder version, a red, so good luck to me, of Warsaw. And the first icon you can see up here is a little book icon. That means that Warsaw has some special rules going on. I'll explain that. Then the little alarm icon is a new module from this set. Alarms are going to be going off and basically breaking systems until you repair them, so you can't use certain action spaces. The other three icons here are all from the base game, but they are tougher ones. So I have to worry about fuel, I have to worry about wind speed, and I get one helper card to help us survive. Now, a lot of the new airports use these new altitude tracks that have turbulence and low visibility going on, which basically affects how you roll your dice. But I do find those to be a little bit weirder with the solo variants. I wanted to show you a new airport that doesn't involve any of that. So let's talk through what's going on with the new modules. I'll sort of explain the basics of Sky Team as well, but I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you have at least some familiarity with the base game. So first, let's talk about the base game ones. So the wind speed one is super difficult. Every time that you set your plane's position for the round, then if it's to the left, this is going to rotate 1 or 2 spaces left based on whether it's that way. If it's to the right, it's going to rotate that many to the right. And this modifier, positive or negative, and you can get to the negative because, like, let's say I spend several rounds with my plane oriented that way. It'll keep on every round going 1 or 2 spaces that direction. But yeah, the modifier, the plus or minus, is a modifier to your sum of the engine dice you play. So it's going to make it easier or harder for you to go slower or faster. And Warsaw is a pretty short airport, so I don't want to go too fast and blow past the thing. Fuel is pretty straightforward. It's another place for players to place a die. Whatever value you put there ticks the little token down by that number. So you want to place 1s or 2s or lower values. If nobody places any die, then at the end of the round, you go down 6, so that's clearly not great. And if the fuel ever goes below 0 to the X, then you've run out of fuel and you crash. So you got to be managing that every turn. And then the bonus cards, I get 1. Now, in the official rules, you get to pick whatever you want, but I've found that very limiting and repetitive because we'll often just pick the perfect thing for the mission. So what I like to do is draw 3 and then choose from among them. So here I've got Anticipation. Each round before placing their first die, the first player may choose to reroll one of their dice. Adaptation, once per game, each player can turn one of their unplayed dice to its opposite face, also super good. Or Mastery, if you play 2 dice with the same value on the engines, immediately gain a reroll token if a token is available. I'm a little worried about Mastery with me having to place all the blue dice and then all the orange dice. So do I get a less powerful thing but multiple times? Or let's do Adaptation, where I can, once per game, each of us can flip a die to its opposite face. It's going to be pretty easy to remember since I can only use it once. All right, so that's all the base game stuff. Let's talk about the new things. So first, alarms. There are 3 of them here. This is a special thing for Warsaw. Usually there's 6 tokens, but for Warsaw, you take some of them out, so they're not available. And if you start a round in an alarm space, so here it's going to be most of the time, because clearly I don't want to be here where I'm going to be adding more planes every round. Then you flip one of the alarm tokens over, and they're going to show one of the action spaces, and you cannot place dice on that action space until you place a very specific die value and color, usually, on the alarm. To clear the alarm, the die goes away for that round, so you can't use it for anything else. The alarm token goes away, and then you can immediately use that system. So once the alarm is gone, you can get back to it. Now, importantly, once these 3 tokens are gone, the alarm won't do anything anymore. So it's not going to hurt me to like stay here past 3 rounds. Once I deal with all the alarms, we're good. And also you can safely land with alarms still active. So if I get alarm, it doesn't matter that much. I can potentially ignore it. And then the other special rules for Warsaw, besides not using all the alarm tokens, also your landing gear is stuck because you're supposed to be doing a belly landing here. Terrible. So on the positive side, we never need to deal with this, so I'll have extra blue dice to go around. On the negative side, this is never going to move. So along with the wind, I'm going way too fast, like it's supposed to, again, model that I'm coming in hot to this airport with my belly ready. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll die in like the first turn or two just by crashing into planes. But let's do this. All right, so start of the round, I need to roll. Got a plane 4 away. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 1 is a start. So yeah, some airports will have this sort of mechanic where you place planes beyond the ones that are printed on the board. Okay, that was good. I am safe to move once without doing anything, if I can somehow slow down enough. Because again, right now I'm going 3 above. Oh, and also, I forgot to say this part of the module. You see how there's X's and then little pointer arrows? I need to have my plane, when I move through these spaces, oriented in the correct way. So here I need to get myself going to the right if I move. And unless I slow down and go to the right or left anyway, it's impossible for me not to move this round. So yeah, we'll see how this goes, man. Okay, but that's it. So blue starts the turn. We do get 1 reroll token. Since this is a red airport, we will only ever get this one. And let's see what we got. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6. Great. No low numbers at all. And also I need to turn to the right with the plane. This is a terrible start. So just to remind you, in the regular game, I could place 1 die and then like alternate back and forth. Here, I can't. Don't use adaptation already. That seems like a bad idea. Or the reroll already. I really want to get a lower number here so we can turn to the right. So have to be like the 3 or the 4. The 4 works if orange gets a 5 or a 6. So I guess I can deal with the 4. Now, what if I put a 3 on the engine? If we're getting +3 or +2 from the wind, that's 3 plus 3 would be a 6 already, which means only a 1 or 2 would keep us from moving twice and killing us. Okay. We'll try that. And then what else is blue going to do? Well, here, I mean, it's somewhat a waste, but I can radio the plane 5 away. That one, which we honestly don't care about. Okay, and then the 6. Crud. I guess I'll make some coffee, which can be used for a die to add or subtract 1 to its value. So yeah, blue did terrible. Here comes orange. Okay. All right. Okay. That's something that works, kind of. Okay, I do have 2 lower dice for the engine. Oh, I also need the fuel. Dang it. All right. First, I'm going to use the coffee to raise this 5 to a 6. And go like that. So because the orange is 2 higher, we go 2 towards it, which rotates the airplane 2 notches to the right. So now we're adding +2. So 3 plus 2 is 5. So if I put the 3 in here, 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 2 more is 8, which is between the orange and the blue, which means we move 1. If it was to the left of the blue, we'd move 0. If it was to the right of the orange, we would move... Oh, wait, actually, before I do that, I want to radio away. Oh, no, I want to use that for the fuel. I just won't radio this turn. Darn it. So we pass correctly by the required thing. If we move again, though, we will die unless we get rid of these planes. And we need to switch all the way around to the left, which would make us go fast again. Crud, man. What I really like to do is like somehow not move next turn. If I can keep this orientation, we would rotate to only having +1, and then we'd still need a 1 and a 2. But we've got adaptation, because if I can not move next round, I can get rid of these planes. I can keep slowing our speed down. I would even love to not move a few times, but yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. Okay, but let's do fuel. And then what the heck am I doing with a 5? Can't radio anybody with that. We could get coffee, but let's start opening the flaps. Because that'll make it harder for us to move 2, although that's really not my main concern this turn. And we're going to have an alarm in a second. Yeah, this is great. Okay, so we survive round 1. Yay! So, and now the co-pilot orange is going to be the first player, and we're in a situation. We've got our reroll. We've got adaptation. I believe in us. But we're on an alarm space. We flip over one of these, and which one is that? Oh, we cannot open flaps until the pilot puts specifically a 4 on there. It's a blue 4 exactly. Okay, I mean, we don't need to open flaps yet, so that could have been worse. But that will just stick around round to round, and clearly we can't win if we can't open the flaps until the pilot gets the right die. All right, but here we go. It is orange's turn. Ooh, I like the mix of values. I like the 1. All right, so I think I got to do a 4 here, That's a sort of middle value that blue can hopefully adjust to if necessary to keep us pointing right. The 1 is going to make it potentially possible for us to not move this turn, which is what I really want. And then I could do the 1 on the fuel, but I really need to get rid of some of these planes. We can move eventually. So a 1 will get rid of one of the 2 right in front of us. And then 6. I guess I'll get coffee because I can't do a flap. And I don't want to use a 6 on the fuel. That would be just as bad as using no die at all. In most games I play with fuel, you can afford to maybe let it go without a die one time, but anything more than that, you're really asking for it. All right, come on, blue. Let's see some low numbers. Yeah, whoa, that's a lot of. I mean, I guess that's good, maybe? No, it's not necessarily good because I don't want to turn back. Well, actually, I guess even the +2 is okay right now. So yeah, what if I do 1, 1, +2 is 4, so we don't move. Hooray for that. And I'll do 1 for the fuel. That's a definite. And I can do 1 to get rid of the last airplane so we can actually move next time. And then I guess the 2 would turn us back, or I could make it a 3. I mean, we do have to turn back to the left eventually. But if I move 2 back, I'll just stay at +2. Although I guess if I added up to a 3, I'd still stay at +2. Oh, wait, what am I talking about? A 2 would kill us because the 4 is higher. Shoot. Okay, I got to change everything I was going to do. I could use adaptation to make this into a 5, or I could not do that yet and get an extra coffee. Let's use adaptation, I guess. Okay, that means we move 1 to the side, so we still have +2 speed next round, but we're closer. We would need to go 2 to the left to get that back. But I'm going to put one of these tokens over here to remind me that the blue side has used their adaptation. All right, we're down to 4,000 feet, and we've got our next alarm, which is, oh my God, the co-pilot can't radio planes. Thank God that we got rid of both the ones. We need to get rid of that as soon as possible, though, if blue gets the right die. Now, we're still ahead of the curve in terms of movement, and we're pretty much going to have to move this turn with the speed. So, all right. Okay, blues first. I did get a 6 to radio in, but I also need a high value to turn back if we're going to move this turn. Although with the 1, we don't need to move this turn. I'm still at +2, so a 1-1 would be enough. Or actually, if we stay in this general area, then we might go down to only +1 speed. Okay, so I'm going to go 1 speed. I'm going to get rid of radioing because that seems bad, so that's taken out of the game. And then I guess 3 for that. And then it's going to do the fuel so that orange has all the flexibility they need. Okay, orange, here we go. Oh, those are... it's definitely too high for movement unless I flip that with their use of adaptation. Well, here, let's do 4. That will get us back here. Now we're going to have to make a big switch if we want to move next turn. But look, it rotates us to 0. So now we're in a nicer place to move more slowly. Okay, and then, I'm going to use their adaptation. So that's gone to switch this to a 1. Although, wait a second. We're at 0 now. So a 3 could do it. So maybe I don't have to use adaptation yet. 3 + 1 is okay. What else am I going to do? I could radio some planes away, though. And I can't do any flaps. Gosh. So I can get some coffee. Okay, so I'll do 3 to get rid of not the airplanes right in front of us, but one a little bit farther along. And then I'll do 6 to get a coffee and then spend it to reduce this to a 3. 1 + 3 + 0 will not move us. Okay. Yeah, pilot needs to get rid of the flap prevention so we can get that going. But we preserved Orange's adaptation. But now we need to start moving because the airport is coming closer. And we get the last alarm, which is we can't make coffee, but either of us can clear it with a 1. An important note for this one, you can still use coffee you've already made. It just blocks the access to the coffee action. All right, co-pilot is first this time, which means, realistically in the real game, the pilot could get rid of the flap thing first and then they could use it, but here we can't. Okay, do I want to move forward this turn? Gosh, blue would have to beat whatever orange places by 3 or 4. So it would have to be the 2, but that seems doable. And what's our max speed at the moment? 9. And even if we move backwards, it'll only be +1 at max. So a 4 should be safe. And then let's get rid of one of the 2 planes closer to us. And what do I do for the 6? I can't make coffee. Great. Now, this might be a huge waste, but let's use adaptation to switch the 6 to a 1 and get rid of the coffee so that we at least have something to do. But yeah, blue has to get rid of that this turn if they can. I haven't even done anything with brakes yet. It's going great. Oh, crud. Okay, maybe we're not going to move this. Oh, no, I got to move this turn. Shoot. I gotta move over a lot. 1, 2, 3. So I would need a 5. So I need 2 coffee. What the heck? I could use the reroll. And the way that you play in the variant is that if one player uses the reroll, the other one can use it, but clearly orange is too late. We don't have one for the fuel. That part's good at least. All right, and then what if I get us another coffee and then spend them both to put this up to 5? That would move this 3, which means this moves back to being +1. And then we can move forward 1. 2 + 4 + 1 is 7. But now oh my gosh, look how we got to thread the needle. We have to be exactly that placement. All right. No, we didn't open the flaps yet, but blue is first. So let's really try to get that 4 blue going. All right, here we go. There's a 4. There's a 4. That's good. And, oh gosh. Okay, so if we want to move again, we got to clear that bad boy, and we got to rotate. So if I put the 3 here, then they would need a 5. Now, if I use the 4 to clear that, but then I'd be putting a 5 here. Now, if we rotate back, this wouldn't be hurting us, which would give the co-pilot the flexibility to use like a 3 or 4. All right, let's go for that, I guess. So boop, I'm getting rid of that so they can do flaps again. No more alarms. And then what do I do with this? Maybe get a coffee? I haven't done fuel yet, but we can let it slide once. All right, let's try this. So I need to get rid of that plane and kind of need a 1. Beautiful. I got the 1. I didn't get the right thing to turn it. Oh, sorry, I forgot to put the coffee in. So yeah, I should be able to turn the 6 into a 5 to turn us the right amount. Okay, so let's do that first. So 6 becoming a 5, and we perfectly turn the right way, and that turns us 1 back. So we are back to 0, which means I can play a lot of different things here. I need to get rid of this plane. And then I guess the 3 is safe. Could get rid of the other plane and let fuel tank, because we're doing pretty well on it. Yeah, I kind of like that. I'm going to let the fuel go away and just get rid of the last plane in our way. All the alarms are gone. We don't have a lot of turns left to open all the flaps, but we're actually in a decent position. Okay, so we are moving 1 after I get rid of the plane, though. Boom. Oh, and this drops by 6, so we're down to 9. But we only got to survive 2 more rounds. So we can actually let it drop by 6 again and then just put a 3 or lower. And this is not messing with us too much, but I haven't done any breaks, so yeah, blue needs to try to do that. I haven't done enough flaps. I've got 2 rounds, so, and I gotta use 2 of my 4 dice each round, so I gotta open 3 with 4 dice from orange. Okay, anyway, now we still have a reroll. Okay, that's somewhat varied. I gotta open the flaps. I can open the 3, 2, 3, and the 5, 6, and then I guess I just want to kind of work towards the middle. And it's fine if we move. In fact, we need to move. So I'll do a 5 here, a 3 there, and then a 3 and a 5 to open that, which means now it'd be very tough for us to move twice, which is great. Okay, and blue is going to try to get breaks if they can. Ooh, I got a 2. Break. Okay, I would like to turn sort of middle. Well, I guess the 5 is okay. Although, wait, I don't want to increase our speed again from the wind by turning more to the left. So maybe let me get a coffee. Then I'm going to spend it, turn this into a 4, which will get us right in the middle, and we don't move that at all. And then I'll move with a 1 here, so we are letting the gas go down again. We got to use a 3 or less on that next turn, but 6 plus 0 moves us 1. So we arrive at the airport in time. Now we just gotta land. So we need to maintain perfect heading. We gotta get our movement below the brake. So I want to try to open that, at least 1 more of that. We need to get the last flap open. We need to maintain our fuel. Just a few things, but I feel kind of good. Oh, okay. I mean, a lot of that is good. Definitely. Oh, I can't do the brakes unless I get coffee. So let's do that. We can do that for the fuel. Oh, I need to do this. Crud. Oh, here. I still have the reroll, and then orange can also use it this turn. Again, a little wonky. So I don't want to reroll. I like that. And, well, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to put the fuel yet. Let's try. Okay. Whoa. Really? Okay. Well, let's make some coffee. And, yeah, we basically need with the reroll of orange to make things work out. So here we go. So I need a 6 now, so we don't turn. I need a 1 because we're not getting any more breaks open. I need another 1 or 2, and then we just need like a 6 at all low numbers. This is gonna be great. But we got a lot of coffee. Oh, that's actually ridiculously good, isn't it? So that's good. That will keep us from turning. That'll keep us from dying. Okay. I still have my reroll. I need to do. Yeah, I need to reroll. I want the 3's actually kind of okay. I'm going to reroll this and just, if I can get like something kind of low, I think I might be able to win. Oh, that works. Okay, so that'll be for the fuel. Oh, I don't even need the coffee. And that'll be, yay, the flap. Woo! We landed in Warsaw, belly landing. All right, so that was one of the airports in Sky Team Turbulence. Again, playing with a totally unofficial solo mode. You can see like where the wonky parts kind of come in, but it works, and I just love Sky Team so much. I'm glad that I can play it solo, although yes, 2 players still the best way. But how do I feel about Turbulence? Well, the big thing is they've like doubled the number of airports you can land in, which is great. It's just more variety to the game. That's really what you're coming here for, just more things to try out, more challenges. So I love all of that. The other big thing is that they have these new altitude tracks. And they often use Turbulence, which means whenever you place a die, you got to roll all the rest of them. Or Low Visibility, which means those rounds, you only have 2 dice. And after you place one, you get another dice. You're always picking out of 2 dice to place. Both those kind of come down to throwing more chaos into the die rolling. I'll say, honestly, I don't hate them. I don't love them. They're just kind of there. They make the game feel a bit more random. I don't find them as interesting as like the alarm or the wind or the fuel, which kind of amps up like where your dice are going. But they're good fun, and they, again, just add like a little injection of chaos. But as you saw, there are many airports that don't even use these particular things if you don't like them. They also have an Antarctic landing where there are penguins instead of airplanes. There's no mechanical difference. They're just there instead of the airplanes. Well, actually, the mechanical difference is that there's a lot fewer of them, so you can't keep adding them forever. But yeah, my kids really like the penguins. They are adorable, but again, they don't really add much to the game. You don't get any new cards, so that doesn't change. The alarm track is one of the few like more major modules that they add. So yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff here, but I will say if you don't love Sky Team, this is not going to change your opinion at all. If you love Sky Team, it's kind of a no-brainer. It's just more of it, but it's also not very necessary. Like there's already a lot of content, a lot of variety in the base game of Sky Team, but also this expansion is super small and very inexpensive, so I would still say it's worth it. I'm super glad that I have it, and if they hadn't given me a review copy, I 100% would have bought it myself. But yeah, it's not a must-have. It's not going to drastically change the game. I don't know if they'll do a bigger expansion at some point, but it's a lot of fun, and Sky Team continues to be awesome for solo and cooperative play. Thanks for watching, everybody, and a special thank you to our biggest Patreon supporters, J. William F., Nick Skeen, Pedro Lucas, Steve Wren, Miles, and Wayne Scott. We'll see you at the next stop.